Hello YouTube. Just get it there. Back on the road. Still with Crete. There's a couple issues, but we're not going to get into that. I just want to give a few tips for newbie drivers to do when they go out and get into they finally made it and they went to orientation, got hired for the carrier that they chose to work for. And I just want to give a few little inside tips on what you should be checking for on the inside of your truck. Along with the outside. For the outside, I'm going to do on a totally different video. But I wanted to give a few little things for you to check out and make sure everything is copacetic, because I left for I had to go to a funeral. Crete sent me back to, they pulled my truck from me and they assigned me a different truck. But that truck had a few issues after I was told the truck is in perfect condition. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, you can never go by what somebody tells you. Remember, this is your own CDL. You need to learn to check all the equipment. The shops may miss a few things here and there. That's only because why? They're human. They're not, we're all human in this world, so let's not take out on people when they tell you something that may or may be wrong. First thing you should do is check out your outlets in your truck. Make sure they all are working. You don't have a way to test it. 12-volt outlet that lights up, because we all see these, they go into the cigarette lighter, or 12-volt outlets that we have in our trucks. Use that to check everything. Make sure all your outlets are working. And while you're at it, make sure all your outlets work. Make sure all your gauges are working on your truck. You got a refrigerator like I do, make sure your refrigerator works. You got a Kenworth, turn the switch on, let it go on. And let it run for a little while. It works, good. Make sure your seat is functioning in a proper way. Make sure both your seats, the driver's side and the passenger seat, make sure there's nothing wrong with your seats. And also make sure it's got a mattress, because these companies like to give you a crappy mattress. If you have a Kenworth has a bigger mattress. The mattress for a Kenworth is a 42 by 80 inch mattress. Kenworth actually gives you a little bit more room on the bottom, on your bottom bunk. Top bunk, it's like every other truck, cramped. But Freightliners take a twin mattress. Last I knew, I haven't been in a Freightliner in a few years, so they may have changed it. I don't know. But check out your storage lights. Make sure all your lights are working. Make sure all your switches are working. Make sure if you got a bunk heater, I know it's hot out in the summertime, check it just to make sure that's working. Make sure the fan and everything's blowing in it. Take your time and go through the truck. Make sure all the cabinets are clean. There's nothing left from another driver. Like I said, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and I've found stuff after I got told the truck had a deep cleaning, and I found stuff in the truck that was left over from the previous driver. Always check and go through your truck, inside and out. Make sure all your wipers, and you got windshield wiper fluid. Make sure you got oil and coolant for your truck. Make sure you got all the necessary needs for your truck that you're going to need while you're on the road. You don't want to be that person calling breakdown going, oops, I don't have any motor oil and I'm down a gallon of motor oil or coolant. Make sure you got it. Make sure you got your coolant. Make sure you got your antifreeze. Make sure you got a couple jugs of windshield wiper fluid, because if you get pulled into a DOT and they decide to do any level and they check your truck and see you don't have any backup for your windshield wiper fluid, if the cop wants to, they can write you a ticket for that. You don't want that. Again, make sure everything works. You got an inverter. Plug something into your inverter. Make sure the inverter is working. You don't want to overpower the inverter, but you want to also make sure it works at the same time. So just take a few minutes and go through the whole interior of your truck, because remember one thing, you are responsible for that truck. That truck is assigned to you. You are responsible for the upkeep and the maintenance of that truck. Granted, the company pays for it, but as long as you're a company driver, you're a lease operator, that's a totally different ballgame. I'm not going to get into that, because our release is a little bit different than others. But you might want to just check, make sure all your lights are working, make sure you got everything working, your curtains open and closed with no problem. There's no stains on your curtains, make sure there's no issues with your curtains. Take a few minutes and do your due diligence and go through your tractor. It's your life support when you sleep, eat, unless you're driving a day cab, but still, you still want to go through the whole entire truck, make sure everything is functioning and working, make sure your AC is working, make sure all the filters have, make sure all the air filters and cabin filters have been changed. Take a few minutes, go through the truck. If you work for a company like mine, where the carrier has one of their service techs come out to the truck to go over your truck with you, take a few minutes, ask the tech questions. If you have the auto cert on your truck, you're not familiar with it, ask. Because Kenworth auto cert is different than Freightliners. You need to make sure you know how everything works and functions. Don't be afraid to ask that question. You may think it's stupid, but it may not be. It may be the question you need to ask to get an answer. If the tech laughs at you and says you're asking a stupid question, go in there and talk to the shop foreman and tell him, look, this guy just laughed and said, are you kidding me with this question? Go in there and talk to him, because that question is not stupid. It needs to be answered. If you can't get the answer, you need to go above their head. Now, like I said, take your time, your due diligence, and go through your truck. Make sure your outlets, make sure your windshield has no cracks. Make sure you're basically doing a pre-trip on the inside of your truck to make sure your living quarters are up to standards, not up to somebody else's standards. Because remember, we all have different standards in life, but these companies need to do a little. It doesn't matter, just a company. It kind of falls on the company and falls on the shops. When it comes to maintenance, sometimes they try to push it off to get it done at another time. To me, that makes no sense. If it's at the shop, get it done now. Unless it's something that truly could wait, which to me doesn't make any sense. But if they gotta wait on parts or whatever, say something to the driver that, hey, we gotta wait for the part for this to come in. On your next service, we'll get it done then. We'll have the part then. We'll do it here, get it done. But it takes a few minutes. In my next video or so, I'll be talking about how to go through the outside of your truck and make sure you're checking everything. The things you should be, the obvious things you should be checking. So until next time, I will talk to you later. Right now, I'm just getting live loaded here in North Carolina. See, I'm actually at a dock. Fun, wow. Something different for a change. A live load. But until next time, keep yourself safe and healthy, and take care of yourselves. Talk to you later. Bye.